Hi, so you want to turn your RK68 from something that sounds like this to something that sounds like this. In this video, I'll be going through the steps in building and modding this keyboard using materials and tools that are not hard to find at all, and you might even have them in your house right now. I will also be building this keyboard for a friend, and this happens to be her very first mechanical keyboard, so we will see how she reacts to it in the end. She wanted something light and wireless, so the RK68 was really the perfect board for her. The RK68 features not only one, but two wireless modes. You can either use the Bluetooth mode that pairs to up to 3 different devices, or you have that standard 2.4 GHz one that you connect with that small little USB stick that is also at the bottom of the keyboard. It also features a USB-C port, so that is great as well. This particular board comes with Teardown red switches and double shot shine through ABS keycaps. So now let's take apart the board and have a look inside. This board comes with a hot swap PCB with south-facing LEDs and a steel plate. The first mod we're going to do is the PE foam mod, that is putting a thin sheet of PE foam that would sit between the switches and the PCB. Next we're going to do a tape mod, which is applying a layer of tape on the underside of the PCB, making sure not to block any of the connection points. Next, we're going to address one of the issues of the board, is that when you press down on the plate, the switch pops right out. Now this is because when you press down on the plate, it flexes, but the PCB remains rigid. Now this is a problem I have not encountered before, but the good news is that it's an easy fix. There is a raised wall on the inside of the case that presses right up against the PCB, and that causes the PCB to be extremely rigid and also contributes to a really harsh typing experience. So with a flush cutter, we're just going to cut it so that it is flushed with the rest of the wall. And with the wall trimmed down to the right height, the problem is solved. The next step is to cut 1mm off all the posts that serves as the mounting points for the steel plate. Really take your time with this, making sure not to cut off too much. We will be replacing that millimeter that we cut off with a soft dampening material that will give the keyboard a much softer typing feel. One of the more common problems that comes with budget-friendly mechanical keyboards is how hollow they sound, and that is because they are essentially hollow keyboards with a lot of space in between that really resonates and gives a really unpleasant sound. So we're going to fix this by filling up all the empty voids in the keyboard with hot glue. This would eliminate the hollowness that comes with the keyboard and also give it some weight as well. Try to fill up as much of your keyboard as possible without interfering with your PCB. Once that is done, you'll find that your case is now a lot more solid sounding and feels a lot more rigid as well. Now we're going to put the 1mm thick dampening material on top of the post that we have trimmed off. Here I'm using small pieces of silicone that I've cut off a silicone sheet, but if you can find tiny O-rings that are 1mm thick, I think those would be perfect for this job. I had them ordered, but since they are not here yet, I'm just going to use this. and it works just the same. Now let's reassemble the board and move on to the stabilizers and switches. For the stabilizers, I'll be using Everglide Panda V3s, which are plate mounted stabilizers. They are really inexpensive, and once wholly modded and looped, they perform really well. I will be replacing the stock Gatoron Red switches with these Everglide Aqua King V3s, because even after lubing the Gatoron Red switches, they still sounded really scratchy. And now these Aqua Kings, in their stock form, are really one of the best switches on the market. Here's a comparison between the loop Gatoron Reds versus the stock Aqua Kings. Now we pop the stock keycaps right back on and we are done. Here's the sound test. So you can really hear the huge difference between the pre-mod keyboard and the post-mod keyboard. Now all that's left to be done is a little bit of spray painting, and we're gonna give this keyboard over to my friend. Now the color that she told me she wanted was nude. I have no idea what that is, so I'm just gonna go with a beige here. Okay.
Hi! Oh my god. Wow! What color is this? This is nude. Oh, not bad, yeah? It feels very heavy. Wow, sounds so nice. Whoa.
So that is charging.
Wow! It looks so nice!
It looks very nice when light up, yeah. It's the one will be there.
See, glass.
Oh, that's up!
Oh my god.
42!
It's fucking sad. Is it fucking sad?
That is not good. And that is only slightly lousier than me. So it's okay.
The color is definitely me. I like the color. And the keys are very buttery. It's very soft, not clacky. Even when I do like my 42 WPM test, it's not irritating. It's not like this. Like this, and this is like clacky, right? And then this is just like, I'm sophisticated. Yeah. So besides, I mean the color, everything is like definitely a yes. Definitely 9 out of 10 for me. The 10 out of 10 part will definitely, the aesthetic will be like the lights behind the buttons. Those are like the bomb. I think before it lights up it's like a 7 out of 10. After it lights up it's a 9 out of 10. The 1 is just so that there's room for improvement. That's not me. You always need to have room for improvement. So yeah, I will rate this keyboard a 9 out of 10.
Alright, thank you very much. So there you go, a 9 out of 10 keyboard that you could create as well. If you have any other keyboards that you would like to see me create a guide on, please hit me up in the comment section and I will see if I can get around to it. And finally, if you enjoyed what you watched today, please help me by hitting the like and subscribe button so that I can continue doing this. Goodbye.